What's up, everybody, and welcome to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I am Eric. Up on the bar for review today, Ardbeg Uigeadail Islay Single Malt Scotch. As always here on the channel, I'm going to give you a nose taste finish review of this whiskey. I'll tell you a bit about the value, give you my final thoughts, final score, leave you with malt musing. But first, if you're new to the channel, take a second, hit subscribe. It'll make sure you don't miss any of my reviews, which come out every single Friday, as well as get notifications about my weekly happy hour, Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, Ardbeg Uigeadail. This is an Islay distillery, very famous for its heavily peated smoky scotches. The Uigeadail is a non-age statement release. It's part of their core range. And Uigeadail itself is named after the loch called Loch Uigeadail, where they source the water for Ardbeg whiskey. This is a little bit of a look at the box, some information about the whiskey itself on the back, and some information about Ardbeg. Here are the specs on this. This is bottled at 54.2% ABV, so we are getting a near cask strength release here. It is non-chill filtered as well, as all Ardbegs are. And while it does not say explicitly that it's natural color here on the box or on the bottle, it's my understanding that all Ardbegs are natural color as well. Here is what the bottle looks like. The classic Ardbeg green bottle. And no other real additional information on here. So this is aged in both ex-bourbon and ex-sherry cask. So you are getting a little bit of a sherry influence. How long it's spent in each of those barrels, don't know. All right, let's get some of this in the glass. Here is the color. Do notice it has a little bit of a reddish hue to it, which may be coming off that sherry, but again, we don't know how long it's been in the sherry cask. Okay, on the nose. Big, intense, road tar smokiness. There's a lot of sweetness in this as well. You're picking up some fruit notes. There's a dark, almost kind of like molasses, brown sugar note. Very, very peaty. There's also kind of just a damp wood note coming on through on this as well. Barbecue, like smoked fish, smoked meat. But it has a nice, sweet, rounded edge, which I think is coming off that ex-sherry or some of the ex-bourbon probably, but can't quite pick up what the notes are. Maybe just a little bit of vanilla. Very complex, very strong. Let's give it a taste. Cilantro. Rich and oily on the arrival. A lot of sweetness. The bourbon notes really kicked up here. Again, you're getting a lot of chocolate caramel. There's that sweetness off the sherry, which is starting to show itself a bit more, maybe apple, pear, a little bit of red fruit. And then you get a huge hit of peat. It's very effervescent on the tongue, spicy. You get a nice pepper note coming through on this. There's a little saltiness, sea brine kind of thing. Again, that kind of smoked meat, smoked fish quality, definitely showing up here, going into what's a pretty long finish. It's a medium long finish. Little mint, toffee. Wow, rich and intense. It's a little bit edgy. We're getting maybe just a bit of alcohol on this one, which could be basically the youth of the whiskey asserting itself a little bit here, and the fact that it's 54.2% ABV. But minor quibbles. This is an incredibly rich and intense, heavily peated Scotch for sure. I'm going to put just a little bit of water on this. Again, this is at 54.2%. So I'm just going to put a couple drops here just to see what else we can get. Back on the nose. Wow. Dark. You're getting some kind of maybe almost dark cherry notes now. Some citrus, lemon, lime, more lime. Oaky. It's just very dense, concentrated flavor. And there's that vanilla, that caramel, dark caramel, that smokiness is still in here. Not a huge change on the nose with a couple drops of water, but I do think it got a little brighter. All right, another taste. Rich, decadent, oily, coats your mouth. Again, it comes in really sweet. It's almost a perfect blend of these rich bourbon notes with a bit of that sherry just to make it a little juicier. Again, that characteristic Ardbeg smoky peat of road tar, you know, almost like a little bit medicinal, the dark earthy tones, the seaweed really kind of coming through in this. That saltiness on the edge, just a little bit, just makes you want to go back for more. The water took away a bit of that alcohol edginess to it, but you can still tell that, you know, this is a very aggressive whiskey. It's a very vibrant, loud whiskey, and I think part of that is due to the fact that it is probably relatively young. Give another sip. Fantastic stuff. A bottle of Ardbeg Uigeadail here in 2021 in the United States can run you anywhere from around $75 to $95. Not cheap. And for an NAS whiskey especially, you may think twice, but I think that this is an above average value because it's an absolute killer. So above average on the value in this. Final thoughts. This is one of my favorite single malt scotches for a reason, and one of my favorite whiskeys off Islay, period. I think that the maturation on this is near perfect. You get so much complexity out of a whiskey like this at a relatively young age. This bottle in particular was bottled in 2020, and it is known that some of the older releases of this, you know, tend to be even a bit darker and richer, and maybe don't have quite as much of that alcohol note on it. So if you can find older releases, grab them, but you will not be disappointed in any release of Ardbeg Uigeadail. This pairs absolutely incredibly with steak. So if you are a steak eater, pour yourself some of this, enjoy your steak, and it's a match made in heaven. I can't say enough about this. This is my favorite whiskey out of the Ardbeg distillery. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5, which means I highly recommend that you pick yourself up a bottle of the Ardbeg Uigeadail. Okay, y'all, that's a wrap. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this dram. And let me know in the comments, what is your favorite Ardbeg? Are you a fan of the Uigeadail? You never had it, you're considering picking it up? What other peated smoky whiskeys do you enjoy? Let me know in the comments. And with that, I'll send you on over to your malt musing, and I'll catch you next week here on Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. Cilantro, y'all.